Hey guys, welcome to week 6 of our resolution reboot. Forgive me, I'm going to move my camera a little bit here, try to get a little better lighting. So, I want to know first off how things are going, what you've achieved, or what you're still struggling with. So, please throw those things over here in the comments for me, and I'll keep an eye on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to share with you a couple common questions that came through over the last 6 weeks that a lot of people struggle with the same kind of things. So I kind of summarize them up into 3 main questions that I think should help you going forward. And I'll do a little recap for you. So if you missed any of the previous videos or any of the giveaways, you can find everything at colleen-bean.com/TW. Excuse me. And just head over there. You can get all the freebies, all the videos, and everything like that. And it's only going to be up for a limited time. So I'm only going to leave it up for a few weeks, just for everyone who wants to catch up, because then we're going to start into something new. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of dryness from the furnace running a lot. It's been very cold and snowy, so getting kind of dried out with that dry winter air. Anyway, so we talked about how to eat healthy and healthy habits and how to develop healthy habits despite peer pressure and physical addiction and things like that. So we've covered so much in the last 5 weeks. I really do encourage you to even go back and watch the videos if there's any topic that you'd kind of like to revisit. So on my website, I've given a little better description about each video than maybe you'll be finding on Facebook, so you can find that there. And while you're there, you can sign up for a free strategy session with me. So if you want some really super personalized attention that you haven't been able to get by messaging me or commenting on my posts and getting some answers that way, if you want to have a private session with me, I totally invite you to sign up for that. It's just right at the top. You throw your email in and your name, and my assistant will get back to you ASAP and set you up with an appointment within a week. So be ready to really make some quick movement fast if you sign up for that. So let me pull up the Q&A here that I've got. And so one of the first questions I got was during one of the first weeks. So I gave away a little cheat sheet of all the names that sugar hides under, which is enormous, right? And so this one beautiful, beautiful soul said, hey, I'm trying to give up sugar, and I downloaded your list of all the names it hides under, which, by the way, isn't all the names. It's only a small portion. Scary, right? So anyway, she says, there's no way I can memorize all of them, and I'm not taking that list to the store and trying to compare it to every label, every ingredients label I'm reading. So this is impossible. When I picked up a simple tub of salt, table salt, she says she found dextrose in it, which is one of the names of sugar. And she's like, this is impossible. I can't do it. So I love this question because it's so true. Sugar is in like everything. And to know that it's in like table salt, which should just be salt, right? At most, maybe some kind of anti-caking agent, which I am not real cool with anyway either, but it should just be salt. But yes, they do. They put sugar in it. So I totally feel her pain. I've been there myself. And that's why I say, go easy on yourself. Just take the easiest route. And that is to skip all these processed foods. Cut out the box stuff, cut out the stuff that's in bags with these, laundry lists of ingredients, and go for whole foods. Go for the fresh produce. Go for the whole meats, the eggs. Even dairy products can be difficult because they have so many ingredients and so many icky things in them that you really don't want to eat. So I really do encourage you to, if you are picking things up, one easy thing to do is if you look at the ingredients list and it's too long to read, and by my standards, it's like if it's got more than 3 to 5 ingredients, I'm not reading it, I'm putting it back. So period, end of story. If it's, cottage cheese and there's more than milk, cream, and salt and maybe some, acidophilus or something in it, I'm not getting it. I am not hurting myself with all this garbage that they're putting in food just to make it cheap and make themselves profits is what it comes down to. So there's my answer to that. If you're struggling with trying to cut anything out, just yesterday I saw a list of the way dairy hides in foods, all these like sodium caseinate and potassium this and that are like these little chemical names for dairy. And I was like, yeah, no way you're going to carry all these lists with you through the store and try to decipher ingredients labels. So there you go. My golden rule is go easy, eat whole foods. You know where they come from. If it sounds like it's a plant or comes from the earth, yay. If not, if it sounds like it was made in a lab, just put it back. Don't even deal with it. Don't even stress yourself out over it. Okay, number 2. I can't just cut my family out of my life, but they all complain about my new cooking style and healthy eating. I can't take the nagging and the fits, and I'm going back to old habits just because it's too hard. I get that too. I hear it so often. Um, the only, yeah, you can't just throw out your friends and family. You don't want to just cut people out of your life because you're making changes. So one thing I would encourage you to do is think about how difficult it is for you to make your changes. Well, they're probably going through a similar difficulty by dealing with the changes that maybe are just kind of being thrust upon them by you. Even if you get their buy-in, even if you explain to them how important it is to you and to them to eat healthier and to, try to prevent and cure disease through your nutrition, through giving your body the things it needs to build healthy cells. You can put out all the arguments and they might still be going, I can't take it anymore. And I'm so sad. This particular lady, she decided to go back to old habits and, go back to the old ways that she was cooking and the old types of foods. And I get it though. So, life is tough. And that's why I invited her and I invite you as well. And maybe you want to review the video talking about peer pressure and even the physical dependence we get on certain emotions, behaviors, and food. Like they have shown that people can be physically addicted to certain kind of food and chemicals, the chemicals that they put in the food. We just talked about sugar. The reason they put sugar in everything is because it makes it more addictive. It lights up those pleasure centers in your brain, just like drugs do, like heroin and cocaine, and you want more, more, more. So that's my theory on why it would be in something even like table salt, that they want you to keep coming back for more. They want that to be pleasurable and keep drawing you back. So keep that in mind. Your family and friends, anyone who's eating with you and maybe complaining or shying away from mealtime with you, they're probably going through that same kind of thing. So be compassionate, be forgiving. Maybe take it slower than you'd like. If you're like me and you're like gung-ho, you're like, I'm all in or I'm all out, maybe try to ease into a little bit of shifting slowly, maybe upgrading your meals a little bit. Maybe you can take those same old routine meals that you're used to having and upgrade them. We talked about that, I think, in video 1 or video 2, so you can reference that back. All right, number 3, common question. I know it's important to get healthy, but every day things pile on and I'm not making any progress. It's just too hard. So I think you probably start to see the theme here. We all have this come up where it's like, this change is just too hard. This change thing, it's really hard. And let me tell you, I know. And so, questions like this, it breaks my heart because I've been there. It's like, I know how important it is. And, even today, still today, I'll tell you maybe at the end here, I have to be quick because my battery is going dead and I don't even want to waste time talking about that. So it's so hard, and you feel like you get up in the morning and you're like, yes, today's my day. I'm going to do this great thing and I'm on it. And all of a sudden it's like someone's complaining at you and traffic's bad and your coffee pot's broken. The drive-through at Starbucks. I don't recommend drive-through at Starbucks. By the way, that'll make you crazy. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like everything is taking longer and pretty soon you get to work and maybe you're a little late or you're not as early and you don't feel prepared and your boss is on you and your coworkers are on you and your subordinates are asking you all sorts of questions. Pretty soon, like, all of a sudden it's lunchtime and you're like, oh, there's no way I can somehow cobble together a healthy meal. So I'm going out with everyone else to get the burger or the sub, or maybe someone's having something delivered. I know when I worked in corporate, it was like every day someone was having lunch brought in from somewhere, and hey, do you want to have, whatever. And it's never, well, I shouldn't say never, it's not often, really great healthy stuff. It's usually something like really carb, like sub sandwiches that are mostly bread and very little vegetables, or pizza that's just a whole lot of grease and gluten, right? And so that can be difficult. But maybe so you do it because you're just like, whatever, I'm starving. I have to have something to eat so I can think through the rest of the day. And by the time you get home, you've dealt again with traffic and a whole bunch of stuff. And so then you're home and you're just like, oh, I'm tired, forget it. It's frozen dinner, it's takeout, it's delivery, whatever. So I get it. And you're just like, it's too hard. So my answers to this are going to be just a little bit of tough love. Decide to do it and do it. Have your own back. Make everyone else take the back seat. Tell your boss and your coworkers and your friends and your family and say, what, I'm doing this, and you are just going to have to wait. And to make it easier on them, maybe give them a time frame and say, for 1 week, do not ask me X, Y, Z. For 1 week, take responsibility for your own whatever, maybe even take a vacation so that you do have those days of focus to get yourself in those habits and to help break your own addictions, right? Because you are physically addicted to your old things too. So maybe that's another thing you can do if you can find a nice 3-day weekend even to really just kind of clear the other people clutter and the clutter of life and the stress of traffic and the broken coffee pot or whatever, and just kind of, take that space, create that container for yourself, because we all need a container in order to make the change we want. Because if you stay in that same environment that's already sabotaging you, what do you expect, right? You're just going to continually be sabotaging. You're going to have to struggle that much more until you do take that hard stand for you, draw that hard line and say, look, I need to do this. This is important to me. You guys you have to take care of yourself for a moment, because I have to take care of myself before I can fully take care of you ever again, right? And some of us get to that point a little more drastically than others, especially if you've been diagnosed with a disease and given instructions like, you just have to do this or you are going to suffer and die an early death. And when we get that kind of thing, that does draw that line for us, right? Where we have to make that decision. Do I accept misery and early death, or do I make this change and try to be better and try to have a better life? So that's my kind of tough love for you on the general feeling of, this is too hard, I just can't do it right now, or I'm going to put it off till tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. At some point, you just have to decide. Just like people who decide to quit drinking and quit doing drugs or quit smoking, it's like one day you just have to wake up and go, that's it, today's the day. I decide, I'm drawing the line, cold turkey, done, right? Whatever it is. So I hope that this little Q&A helps you, because I know they are very common questions. There's things I've dealt with myself, obviously, so I hope that helps you, because from my perspective, these are the things that I've had to do. Not only being compassionate with other people when I'm feeling resistance against change, and I don't want to just throw people out of my life. I don't just want to kick my friends and family out, right? Or remove myself. And also, to be compassionate with that will also reflect and help you be compassionate with yourself and the struggles you're doing, because we're all in this together, right? We're all on this earth together, and we're not supposed to do it alone, or we'd be here alone. So, try to leverage that as much as you can. Forgiveness, compassion, and love can overcome so much, let me tell you. So, if you have any other questions, like I said, I'm keeping this as short as I can today so that I don't just drop off. I still have a little bit of battery power, so I'll wait around a minute for any questions or comments. But you can always throw these comments in here. like I said, go to my website, sign up for a free session with me, and I'll help you with your specific thing, whatever you need. No obligation, no charge. It's totally my gift to you. And